いかん。雨が降ってきたな。
いいえ、雨なんて。
いや、雨だよ。
そうですね。戻りましょう。ここは冷えます。
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is KissShot and today I want to talk about the Shrouded Sky update for arcraiders. I want to share my honest opinions and give a small review of what I think is positive and what I think is negative. And yeah, let's hop straight into this. Hurricane map condition, 2 new arc enemies, the weather monitoring system, free raider deck, damn Battlegrounds map update, expedition window, facial hair customization. W. Now here we have a little bit of a glimpse into the new expedition outfit, which looks incredible. It looks way better than the first one and I'm pretty excited to get this one. Now the patch highlights: weapon balancing for Stitcher, Kettle, Venator, Jupiter, and Aphelion. Added a piano as an interactable object in the world, prevented enabling of all NVIDIA freestyle filters, which is pretty positive for me. I've never used those, and playing versus someone who can see anything sucks. Feats can now be re-rolled 3 times per day for free. I do all of them anyway, like just by playing the game, so I personally don't really care about that. Removed PvP feeds. I guess they want to incentivize more PvE, but if you want a PvP, you will PvP regardless. Ziplines can no longer be placed on carryable objects. That's good. Mines, traps, or remote flares can no longer be placed on deployables. That is also good, because there was a lot of interactions that, yeah, they were funny, but it really didn't make any sense. So I get why they are changing this. Okay, balance changes. Weapons. I'm not gonna read any of the flavor text because it's too long. I don't want to waste your guys' time. I'm just going over the changes and what I think is good and what I think is bad. Now, the Stitcher. Reduced headshot multiplier from 2.5 to 175. I think this is a very good change. Stitcher has been a dominant force in the game since the release, and now you actually have a reason to use the Bobcat, which is awesome. Also, we are having a reduced base damage from 7 to 6.5, also a good change, and an increased per shot dispersion, making it bloom faster. I think this is also a very welcome change. Stitcher overall is a great weapon. It should be a great weapon. Yes, I also like using it, but now I finally have a reason to take out my Bobcats. Next, Kettle. Kettle is my love. I've been using this weapon since day one. I am sad to see that the damage is getting reduced, but I get it. Reduce base damage from 10 to 8.5. I think that's fine. If you have a good trigger finger, you will still be able to melt like players without any issue for the most part. And especially if you have a light mag, it really helps out. So yeah, I think this is also a welcome change. Venator. Okay. I know this hurts a lot. No, not only me, a lot of you guys as well. Reduced headshot multiplier from 2.5 to 2 and reduced base damage from 9 to 8. I know, it hurts me as well, but it was about time. I'm sorry, it was about time. I know it sucks, but the Venator was the dominant PvP weapon since the release of the game. I get why they are nerfing it again, and it makes perfect sense, because currently the PvP weapon meta is just get a Venator or 2 and just go out and destroy people. So I get this change. Having more weapons be viable is a nice change, and it will make PvP encounters a little bit more interesting in my opinion. Now, Jupiter. Improved ADS magnification from 1.9x to 2.2x. I think this is in a similar range to the Renegade, which is a very welcome change. I really enjoy the Jupiter, and it being like good in PvP is really nice. I really like that. Improved weapon equip time from 1.2 seconds to 1.05 seconds. This is also very good. And improved unequipped time from 0.9 seconds to 0.75 seconds. This is also great. You can now switch from the Jupiter, let's say, to a Berletta and yeah, just melt some people. Aphelion. Reduced base reload time from 4.5 seconds to 3.5 seconds. Reduced time between shots from 0.9 seconds to 0.7 seconds. Reduced vertical recoil by CA 50%, and improved ADS cello speed by CA by 35%. I have used the Aphelion only once versus a queen. Honestly, it was fun, but also it sucked. It was very bad, it really needed some buffs. I'm very happy to see this, and I will definitely be trying to use it more after the expedition, because I will be doing the expedition. Item and crafting energy clip, now available by default in the workbench, but that's good. Item value and cost changes. Okay, we are getting to a little bit more of a depressing part of the patch notes. The deadline. Value increased from 5,000 to 6,000. Okay, that's good. But the next thing. Trader price increased from 15,000 to 18,000. First of all, you can buy only one every 24 hours, I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Yeah, you can buy only one per day. It's already live, obviously. The recording of this video is after the patch already dropped. So I think this doesn't really make any sense. 15,000 coins were already okay because you can buy only one deadline every 24 hours. So I do not understand that change. But okay, the other thing. Added a new arc part as a crafting cost. It wants a comet igniter. This is one of the new arcs. This is okay. I am kind of okay with this change specifically because combining deadlines with the snap hook on matriarchs and queens was very fast. Let's say you start a lobby on the 26th minute and the queen or matriarch were already dead. So yeah, I get why they made the deadline harder to craft. I'm okay with this. With the deadline, I am okay with adding a new component. Trailblazer value increased from 1600 to 2200. I'm okay with that. Trader price increased from 4800 to 6600. This, I believe, is a very significant change. I don't think they needed to nerf it this hard. Let's check how much you can buy a day. Okay, you can only buy 3 every day. I think a sweet spot would have been 5500, take it or leave it. I think this is a little bit too expensive for the value that you get. Yes, you can delete a leaper or like use 3, maybe 4 on a bastion if you're lucky, getting the gas to go through the entire bastion. Bombardiers are a little bit like squishy than bastions, like I get it from that case, but the rewards that you get in return, I would say it's 50-50 and you can break even or not. Okay, next change. Wolfpack. This is the one that hurts me the most. It actually stinks about this one. Value increased from 5,000 to 6,000. Added a Rocketeer driver as a crafting cost. Reduced refined explosive cost. Okay, so they have reduced the explosive compounds to 1 instead of 3, but they have added the Rocketeer driver. Why I think this is a very bad change. First of all, already 3 explosive compound is pretty expensive. Second of all, usually only one wolf pack will not kill a Rocketeer. Even now, if you break even and kill a Rocketeer with 1 wolf pack, more often than not, be able to get only a single Rocketeer driver in return, because having like 2 or even 3 Rocketeer drivers is very rare. It's not often that you can break even with this. The Wolfpack is my goat. I love this grenade, and having a Rocketeer driver to craft it is, I don't think many people will use it anymore, which is very unfortunate because using this grenade is very fun, and you can also not stack them, same as the deadline. Like, I understand nerfing the Wolfpack. I know it's really good, but maybe you should have increased it by 1 explosive compound and maybe 1 more motion core or something, because those are already pretty expensive. Even if you have a lot of Arca alloy and chemicals and stuff like that, you will burn through them significantly faster than getting them. I really don't like this change. I really hope Embark thinks about like redoing it, and please make Wolfpack great again. Next, Vita Spray. Value increased from 3,000 to 3,400. I'm okay with that. The Vita Spray is really good. I love it. But here, another change that I don't really like. Added a tick pod as a crafting cost. First of all, Adding a tick pod doesn't really make any sense, at least in my opinion. Second of all, if you wanted to make it harder to craft, add something that is related to medical supplies. And third of all, you could have only just increased the crafting cost in general, not adding new materials, because this will clutter the entire stash. Like, most of the changes in this patch require new parts, which will fundamentally reduce the free space that you have in the stash. Showstopper. Value decreased from 2200 to 2100, I'm okay with that. Added a Hornet driver as a crafting cost. See, now that makes sense. Using the Hornet driver does stun other arc enemies or players, so adding this makes sense. Changed crafting component from advanced electrical components to electrical components. I think, unironically, yes, it is a nerf by adding a new crafting material, but this is a very significant change and it will make it cheaper in general. Another thing that Showstoppers needed, in my opinion, is increasing the duration of the stun for big arcs, because currently you throw a Showstopper at a Bombardier or a Bastion and they wake up after like 1.5 seconds and then you die, which is very unfortunate. And I believe that by adding a Hornet driver as a crafting cost, you should have increased the duration of the stun just by like 1 or 2 more seconds for the big arcs. Okay, content and bug fixes. You can check all of these for yourself. If you want, you can pause this video and read them. I am not going to go into that because it's just bug fixes and stuff, which is always great. Cosmetics. New cosmetics, new sets, all of them look pretty good, and adding beards is awesome. A lot of players wanted them for a long time, so Embark doing that is amazing. And also, some of them are free, some of them are paid, which makes sense, and I believe that that is a super welcome addition to the game. Gameplay. From this one, I only care about added a piano as an interactable object in the world. I think that is chef's kiss. Adding more interactable instruments is fantastic to the game. I love it. And sometimes me and my homies just go in completely naked, only with a single recorder, guitar, and some shakers, and just have fun with other players. And surprisingly, a lot of players are actually very, very nice in this game, and they will drop a lot of stuff if you're nice. So yeah, do that sometime. General performance improvements, that is also always a very welcome change. Okay, now I want to be brief with all of these changes because there's a lot of them. So I'm going to talk about only the significant ones, and some of them I will show you in game. UI. If you want, you can pause this video, check all of them. But the thing that I really like about the UI changes is this. Let me show you. Now, when we hop on in game, after I mouse over anything, you can see exactly what it recycles into, without actually doing right click, then recycle, and then checking this, which is an amazing change. Please Embark, more of these, we love them. Utility. Pop triggers and spotter relays can now be used in quick slots. The spotter relay can now be deployed as a trap that lures nearby arc, and the pop trigger can now be deployed to roll forward briefly before exploding. I think this is nice. This is a really nice welcome change. You can use it for arc, you can use it for PvP, and it's just an overall more fun experience with more variety. Added a new fieldcraft item, shaker instrument. Amazing. More music. Thank you. Now, the final thing that I wanted to talk about, which is not in the patch notes, is the new damn battleground zone. Let me show you. Okay, here's the map, and here is the new zone for damn battlegrounds, control access zone. I played that last night during the hurricane event, and it was awesome. First of all, the zone itself has a lot of verticality. It looks gorgeous, and there is a very significant puzzle which you cannot do alone. You cannot do it solo, you cannot do it duo, you cannot do it trio. You need at least 4 players, which I think is really amazing. We were able to find some friendly people, but there was a specific key item, I'm not gonna do any spoilers, but there was a specific item that you need to continue the puzzle, and Unfortunately, we couldn't do it. There wasn't enough time to finish it, but I believe there's a lot of good loot in there. So again, I'm going to be trying it out basically after being done with this video. And yeah, overall, amazing change, awesome zone. I really hope Embark continues with these patches and adds more zones to other maps. Okay, finally, before closing out this video, the anti-cheat. Basically what they're saying is they are just working hard, increasing the defenses, and will also penalize players a lot more, which is always a welcome change. Nobody likes to die by cheaters, nobody wants to play versus cheaters, nobody wants to play with cheaters. So yeah, thank you Embark, continue the heavy lifting, we appreciate you, and keep on fighting. Okay, now for my final verdict for this patch, I will give it a solid 8.5. First of all, the new Hurricane event is amazing. Second of all, I believe they have overtuned the drop rates for the Hurricane event because looting raider caches has an insanely high chance to drop very, very good blueprints. Here, let me show you what I found in the last 5 runs that I did of the Hurricane. I've been playing this game for over 200 hours and I finally found a Volcano blueprint for the first time and also a Tempest blueprint for the first time. I was able to find both of these in only 2 runs of the Hurricane event on them Battlegrounds. So yes, I believe that the drop rates for blueprints on the raider caches is a little bit too high. I don't know if that's intended or not, but make sure to do that as soon as possible before they nerf it. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm overall really happy with the update despite the nerf to my beloved Wolfpack. I hope you enjoyed looking through the patch notes with me, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe for more gaming videos, and I will see you again next time. Peace.